Today I'm going to test out a household lighting switch to see if it's operating properly. Then, if I determine that the switch needs to be changed out, I'll show you how to change it out, explain how a switch works, and then test the new switch. This video is for educational purposes only, and only competent persons should attempt this repair. This is a single pole switch. Because the switch is from the 70s, there actually is no ground terminal. There is just two terminals. A single pole switch can control one light, or it can control multiple lights. The problem that this particular switch is experiencing is that sometimes when you turn the switch off, it does not turn the light off. The problem is intermittent. Because this house was built in 1960, there are only two wires in this box, and there is no ground wire. One of the wires is the hot wire, which is always hot and which we call the line wire. The line wire can go to either terminal. The other wire should only be hot when the switch is on, and it should not be hot when the switch is off. It's called the load wire, and it can also go to either terminal. This is my Fluke 1AC voltage detector, and I have it turned on, and you want to test it on a known electrical source first, like an outlet, and make sure it works. And you see it blinking, that's a good sign that it's working. We'll do this test with the light switch off, so only one of these two terminals should be hot while the light switch is off. Okay, one terminal's hot, the other terminal's hot. Hot, uh-oh. Let's turn it on. Let's see what's going on. It's hot there, and it's hot there. So both of these terminals are hot. This is an interesting case. The Fluke tester tests down to 90 volts AC and is picking up electricity on both terminals while the switch is off. This may be an intermittent problem. For this reason, I'll change out this switch. Other reasons for changing it out are that it's of very low quality and it's very dirty. Turn off the circuit breaker that controls this light, and then double check with your voltage detector to make sure that the electricity is off. Use your voltage sensor on both of the terminals with the switch on, and we see that the electricity is definitely off. So now I'm going to go ahead and remove this switch. Then I'm going to, since this has just been painted, there, you just cut the paint a little bit with a razor knife, and that keeps a whole chunk of paint from coming off. So this is the old one right here. This is the push-in type switch. So I'm just going to cut off the wires right here and right there. And I'm going to strip new ends for the wires. On the left, you see the switch that I removed. It's residential grade, which is also called general use grade. And if you look at it closely, you can see it was very dirty and broken. The new switch is much larger and more heavy duty. It's called Federal Specification Grade, or Spec Grade, as it's stamped on the switch. As a contractor, whenever you're working on a federal job, you must use a minimum of spec grade. I highly recommend that you don't use residential grade in your homes and projects. They may save a few dollars initially, but if they malfunction, break, or burn up, they can end up costing you a lot of money. And this particular one can be used for either a 15 amp or a 20 amp circuit. It has a different attachment system than the one we pulled out. You can actually just put the straight wires in here and tighten down, or you can go around the terminal if you prefer. Now I've put wire connectors on both of the wires, and I've turned the circuit breaker on. This is to make a test. The wire connectors are for safety. Okay, so this is my Fluke 1AC. It's ready to go, and this one is not showing hot. This one's showing hot. Not hot. This is the way the test should have gone when I tested the original switch. When I had it off, this one was showing hot, And then when I went to this one shouldn't have shown hot. So, and let me just say, this is a fluke. It goes to 90 volts AC to 1000 volts AC. But the important part for this is the 90. It's not too sensitive. You need a quality tester that's not too sensitive. Okay, for my next test, I've put a piece of red tape back here on the hot wire to designate it as a hot wire. Okay, then I put my alligator clip from my Fluke 117 electrician's meter on the hot wire. I'm going to take this black probe, I'm going to put it put the backlight on. I'm going to put it back here on the metal, and I'm getting 0.0. So that means that the metal box does not provide a path to ground. It doesn't provide a path back to the load center. So I'm not going to be hooking a grounding pigtail up to this box and using that, which I would do if this was showing a ground. I have turned the circuit breaker off again, and I'll double check to make sure it's off, and it is. So my next step is to color code this white wire. In any home that was built prior to 2011, you may find this situation where you have a black wire and a white wire in a switch box. This doesn't mean you have a hot and a neutral. This is part of a switch loop. This is actually the hot wire, and when the switch is on, it closes the circuit so that this becomes hot, and this is the load wire that goes to the light. So what I've done is I've color coded this white wire. It's now color coded to black, so that a future person working on this will see this and say, oh, this is actually a black wire. It's part of a switch loop. This is not a neutral. It doesn't matter which wire goes to which terminal. This switch is simply going to close the circuit so that the electricity is flowing from this wire to this wire into the light, or it's going to open the circuit when you turn it off so that it's open between these two so that the light is off. We're just going to go ahead and put the wire right in there like that. Tighten it down securely and put this wire right in like that. Tighten it down securely.
Tighten down the green ground terminal.
Now we're going to take some black electrician's tape and go around the terminals, including that grounding terminal.
Now I'll turn the circuit breaker back on.
Now I'll do the same test that I did on the original switch. With the switch in the off position, this terminal is hot and this terminal is not hot. I switch it on, it's hot. I switch it off and it's not hot. So this switch is operating properly.
Whenever you're dealing with an ungrounded switch, it's wise to use a screwless wall plate. With a screwless wall plate, there is no metal screw on the outside to come in contact with in case of a ground fault problem. Also, they are very good looking faceplates and they clean up easily.
You have to screw on the base plate, so it's not really screwless, but you just click this on and there are no screws anywhere. So if there was a ground fault problem and you didn't have a GFCI protecting the switch, then you would have a plate here with no metal screws. So that's for safety.
Now it works great. I'll put links in my video description for the Fluke 1AC voltage sensor, for the ideal circuit breaker finder set, Leviton screwless wall plates, Fluke 117 electrician's meter, for the Knipex 1000 volt insulated electrical installation pliers, and for Leviton spec grade switches. Thanks. I hope this video was helpful.